The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
We are back. I'm Marvelous.
I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe.
All of that.
All the above. We appreciate you guys. PodicalSons.com. All streaming platforms possible.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't a streaming platform possible, you can take it to Google. Trust me, they'll throw you like at least 10.
At least.
We out here in these streets. And Google. Hi.
Hey, Google.
YouTube. Hey. How you doing?
What up? What up?
What up? What up? What up?
We give them more positive platforms to the better greetings.
Yeah. Hi, Instagram.
Hey, what up? TikTok.
The Twitter before the $8.
Hey, we're all the same. They're getting rid of the blue checks. We all the same now, buddy. We all the same.
But the blue checks thing, I'm a fan of that.
I'm a fan of that too.
Because the funny thing too is that I'm not gonna mention, but like during the week, I do try to reach out to other podcast peoples.
Right.
To see if they want to collab.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, collaboration over competition.
Of course.
And I think because we don't have a check, they probably look like, fuck that guy.
Who they think they are? Who do they think they are?
So I was like, okay, if you say so. And then it's so funny. They find a way to come back. It's just, this is the thing that we're like, we'll unpackage this. We'll come back to it in the show.
Yeah.
But you're always like, oh, sometimes people and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, we're adults, right? You want to claim you're an adult, right? Yeah. How many times do I have to speak to you about something? If I actually do me a favor and stuff, whatever, you brush me off and stuff. How many times I'm supposed to keep asking you?
Nah. Listen, I got a rule, man. If I got to ask more than twice, it's a problem. It's a problem. You don't want to do it. If I got to ask more than twice, you didn't want to do it.
Facts.
You didn't want to do it.
Facts. Even like I have a selective relative. You know who you are. No, not you. Not you. Looking at the camera. Which camera? I look at this camera. Look here. Look
is this relative going to call me after and let me know if it was them?
No. This relative should feel like it's coming dead at them. So put your 3D glasses on. Coming at you. Not going to call your name.
Nah.
But set relatives like, yo, I got you. Friday.
Right.
It's been 6 Fridays. So I'm like, you don't want to do it though. And I'm not going to, I refuse to call somebody and stuff, whatever, after we had conversation over and over about a set subject. Relax. We are here, man.
We are here.
How's the week?
Week's been going good. I mean, I've been feeling empowered.
Been feeling empowered.
I've been feeling empowered.
Talk to me.
And it's like,
and that's not often I hear people say that. I've been feeling empowered.
I've been feeling it. Like I made the post. I took in the Batman with George Clooney. I thought it sucked, so I posted right away. And then right after, I posted like, it feels good to just be truthful and get shit off your chest, because a lot of that's been happening, and the people are just letting shit fly. They seem to not care no more.
Yeah, the rules went out the window when the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
When the pandemic came in and stuff, certain rules went out the window. I try to maintain what I know, because I tell everybody I'm analog, living in a digital world. And that, like, people just think verbal. I was like, some of these things are like locker room talk. Some things like, barbershop type of thing, or like a one-on-one monologue and everything like that. I don't feel like all thoughts and stuff should go out there to the net, because like you said, shit goes around, comes around like a hula hoop. So the shit might come back and stuff, whatever, and everything's like, hey, you said this. Anyhow, we don't get a Batman check. Expect me to kick you dead in your shin. That shin right there, your left one. I'm gonna kick you. Just get that shit together.
Oh, we don't get it. We don't get invited to any George Clooney movies. And
no, I ain't really a Clooney.
You're not really a Clooney fan. But if there's a Batman, if Batman need to cut the check. But I just said the one with Clooney. All the other Batmans I'm cool with. You know what I mean, still cut the check.
Shit.
Still, I mean,
what if like Bob Kane's family and stuff like that, just like, you know what? If you look out against one Batman,
just one Batman?
you look out against all. You know what I'm saying? So
Batman, stand together.
The Dark Knight is popping. Dark Knight is
Knight's my shit.
But that's what I'm saying, like, you know, DC, no one really got that much love and stuff over there. When last time you heard like a DC movie sell out? You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
Like even like that 4-hour banger.
That 4-hour Batman?
No, the 4-hour Justice League thing.
Yeah,
I didn't take it in. And you guys said you had to watch it in segments?
Yeah, I had to take it in.
I don't like what that's going.
I said the director's cut, I think, was the extra long.
The 4-hour shit.
Yeah,
I'm not taking that shit in.
I had to take it in segments.
Yeah. I got shit
come
to
back
do.
to it.
Like, got shit to do.
Give it a break and come back to it.
I don't want to talk bad about my pointy ear white man forgetting justice, because I told you, man, it's that everything else is covered up and here it's just out. I'm like, there's Ninja Mask out here. You can talk. He needs to let you know he's white. So he uses his privilege to do what he has to do.
Rich white guy at that.
Yeah, rich white guy at that, man.
Golden?
Fuck that shit. Oreo's been going through some chronicles.
Oreo's been going through some chronicles.
They never put a golden Oreo in a McFlurry.
Never.
There's always the chocolate Oreo. And we're all the same on the inside.
All the same on the inside.
Well, for some odd reason for it, the hearts just went to all the chocolates. Nothing to the golden. Because we live in modern time. Why they can make cookies and cream ice cream with golden?
They can.
Did they?
They haven't.
No further question. Defense rests his case. Shout out to Dr. Umar. He'd probably see this shit like.
And you, Umara. We ain't forgot about you.
Shout out to Umara Johnson.
And you, Umara.
Yeah, but let's get to these polls, man.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first poll. Are people tired or are people burnt out? And it's a 50-50 split. 50-50 in this world, man.
Yeah.
How you feel? Are you tired? You burnt out?
I mean, I always feel more of tired and less burnt out. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back at it and go. But yeah, I do feel tired from time to time.
I feel like when it comes to for me, majority, I want to say majority of the time I'm tired.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Well, break it down. I mean, just in case.
Well, for me, I think like for me and what I read, tired, fatigue is physical. Burnt out is emotional and mental.
Okay.
Right? So I feel like a lot of times it's like my body will just go because I don't hate my job.
Right.
If I did hate my job and stuff, whatever, then you know the people, you know those people.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers. I wish
everything is a complaint.
That person's burnt out.
Everything is a complaint.
That person gotta go. Yeah. That person's burnt out.
Yeah. If not, damn near close to it.
Burnt out starts, right? Hope, then you go down.
Right.
And after hope, you get frustration.
Right.
After frustration, anger.
Right.
And then after anger, stop giving a fuck. Apathy. After apathy is straight burnout. So if you're already cursing and stuff.
Let me ask you something.
What up?
If you're there past burnt out, is that where we're seeing some of these niggas going postal?
Yeah, I think a lot of people and stuff on I don't say autopilot.
Right.
There's a terminology and stuff like that. I was talking to my girl about it. I was talking to my boys and stuff, whatever. But my boy said, I think it's quietly quitting. So when you're at work,
right,
it happens a lot of times and stuff at work. But a lot of people and stuff they're doing the bare minimum.
Yes.
Just the bare minimum. Yes. When they know even if they did a little bit more,
right,
it would probably accelerate so much. But they're like, nah, fuck this shit.
Right.
They're burnt out.
Right.
They're already burnt out and stuff. When you start quietly quitting, I think it'd be probably better off for you to do something that's not soul sucking, because the descent in burnout is quick, but I think the recovery is slow. Right? Like what I was reading and what I was seeing and stuff, they said, not mistaken, they said, if you're burnt out from a situation,
right,
it normally takes you about 6 months minimum to recover from that. So some people and stuff are probably burnt out from a situation and it probably rode them for 2.5. And these are doctors that are saying this.
Yeah.
Clinical psychologists, right? Yeah. So I was reading this shit, I was like, damn, But I thought about a friend. He had a situation and stuff one time where he went to go talk to a girl in the club.
Right.
Right? He went to go talk to a girl in the club and he was dancing with her and everything like that. But I don't know what happened, but I think we went one way and I guess he probably came to come chase after us.
Yeah.
And he got separated from the girl.
Right.
So I think later in that night now, when we get ready to cut, the girl went off with somebody else. Right? And he kicked himself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it is what it is, whatever, right? You know the man brought that shit, this is like over 10 years ago, and you know the man brought this shit up and stuff, whatever, about that?
Really? It's still with them.
I think the burnout thing, people can't let go. And we were talking about that. You and I were talking about like people have a problem with letting go and everything like that. All right, some shit don't work out for you.
Yeah.
Reality, it's not fair. Life's not fair for everybody.
Nah.
Life's not fair. Sometimes
and that's for everybody. Everybody. Even those who you look at and consider them being up, they have their moments that you're not seeing where they're down. They're down.
Of course.
They're down, believe it.
But I think because part of the issue and stuff is like, I think what people see on social media. So most of the time when people post, they post like they're
Of course,
up,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. But people go through these chronicles and I think their recovery time, it just takes some time. So I looked at him and I asked him and stuff. I'm like, fam, you are in a full type of relationship and everything and stuff like that, whatever. Why would you even still think about that?
Yeah.
I'm like, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. And he's like, I don't know, just things and stuff that kind of cross a person's mind. So I started thinking about like people with I don't know if you ever seen the memes. It's like people like 3 o'clock wake up and like their brain would be like, this is the time you start thinking about like some shit that happened to you in the second grade.
Right, yeah.
Those people that don't let that shit go, that shit can lead to a burnout. Yeah. Let's say you woke up and stuff now, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning about said situation that didn't work out for you. Then you go to work and stuff like that and you're looking like, damn, I didn't sleep because you were thinking about set situation. So now you took it from the nightlife to now your daytime and everything like that. And people are like, damn, why are you so tired? Why are you so exhausted and everything like that? Whatever, right? And you know why. Yeah. Something you might share, you might not share. Yeah. But if you really let that shit fucking go, you know that tonight you're gonna fucking sleep like a czar.
You think in this day and age, you think well, okay. I was gonna say you think 2 weeks vacation is good enough, but there's some people who get 3, some people get 4. What would you think would be a minimum amount of vacation time? Because we're already saying six times. It takes almost 6 times to recover from a burnout.
Or 6 months.
Or 6 months to recover from burnout. We know workplaces ain't never gonna give anybody close to 1 month without you earning that full 1 month.
But you don't need. See, that's the thing. That's the problem. Part of the problem for me, what I see and stuff is that you can't wait till everything builds up to finally deal with it.
Right.
That's a problem. So if you have a situation going on in your world,
right,
you don't wait till like, 3 more situations happen and say, I need a month off from work.
Right.
You got like, if you have a situation and stuff like that, you can't run away from the pain. Just better just run towards it and do what you got to do and then let that shit go and move on. All you can do is just do your best.
Right.
So set situation. So you can't look at an employer to give you this time off and stuff with it because you let accumulation of other shit stack up.
No, not necessarily. I'm not necessarily talking about like other stuff. I'm talking like just basically like we're talking about burnout from your job itself. Right. Right. Let's say you're not at that point of burnout from the job, but you need a break from your job.
Right.
You think just like typical like
3 days.
3 days?
For me, 3 days. 3 days? But as I'm saying, like I'm not
you're not the measuring stick.
I'm not the measuring stick and I don't hate my job. Some people say they legit hate their job.
Right.
I look at it stuff as where a good business is like a machine. Right? I always said this and stuff because a good business is like a machine. So even like a computer. This computer will still run because it's a good machine. Yeah. Right? If you went from using it and you told me exactly how to use it, we can replace you and I can do everything and stuff, whatever, and there'll be no miss. Right. That's a good business. That's a good machine. You remove the players, change the players, the shit will still run smoothly. Right. When you remove the player and the shit don't run smoothly, that means the machine is fucked. That means the business is fucked.
Right. Right.
Right? So my thing and stuff is that if I need this time and saying like, okay, this machine and stuff is not running properly and I take this time off, they got to deal with shit while I'm gone.
Yes.
Now, if they don't deal with shit while I'm gone and stuff like that, and they leave it back for me, the business is fucked in itself. So the individual has to now look at themselves like, every time I go on vacay, I'm trying to free myself from the burnout.
Right.
I'm coming back to the fray and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it stuff like, even with me, when those things, some things like that, it happens to me and stuff, I look at them like, I can only do this and the rest of the things get fucked off and I'm going to bring it to them.
Right.
Because I look at stuff like, this is not humanly possible.
Yeah, yeah.
What you're asking for is and that's all theory. And I'll legit prove it to them and stuff like that with my stats and facts. But some people and stuff, they're like, I can't talk to my boss.
Yeah.
I'm a little too scared.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not unionized. I don't know. And that's cool, but you got to teach people how to treat you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is that what you get? Is what you negotiate.
I definitely agree with that. And you got to be you also got to be at that mindset that you may not get what you want. And you got to have to make, it's going to be a hard decision you got to make. Are you going to stay? Or are you going to exit?
Peace of mind is not cheap.
It's not.
I've been saying that from day one on the show.
Yeah.
Peace of mind is not cheap. So there's going to be some sacrifice for peace of mind.
Right.
I might need you to do a favor for me, whatever. And whatever favor I might ask you to do, it might fuck with your nerves. You might not want to do it. Butterflies, let's say I got you doing some sketchy shit.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But the peace of mind and stuff, whatever, you telling me no, it'll give you the peace of mind. But at the end of the day, what if I'm like, if you can't do this for me, then I won't fuck with you no more. Something has to give.
Something has to give.
But people think and stuff, whatever, like, no, there should be no sacrifices or nothing has to give and everything like when they just do them. Yeah. I feel like that's very egotistical.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't
work like that.
Equivalent exchange, right? So something has to give. I look at it as like people who get burnt out from their jobs. Yo, you don't let your job determine what's good for you. You determine what's good for you. Mm-hmm. You got to look at these things and stuff and say to yourself like, nah, man, like this shit is a lot. Hey, boss, manager, can I talk to you? Well, we have people to perform at this time.
Yeah.
And we need this to be done. All right. You go home that day. You start applying for other places that might be for you because it might be more feasible and stuff in those other environments.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like, you got to look at yourself and say, could this profession be for me? Because I look at it as people don't go out to find purpose. It discovers you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'll be doing other things and stuff like that. Let's say your purpose, you think your purpose and stuff is music.
Right.
Right? And you can put out like 100 hits. People won't even recognize some of the shits.
Right.
But then you do, let's say you take one of your songs and you turn it into a poetry aspect.
Right.
They be like, this guy's the greatest poet out here. Like, fuck a Robert Frost and everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It discovers you.
Yeah.
So that's why I look at it stuff a lot of times like, yo, we get caught up in so much because this world's a lot. This world throws everything at you.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Politics, midterms, war, Ukraine, monkeypox. I don't know how the monkeypox is just vanished out of thin air like that.
Yeah.
It just throws things at you and stuff constantly. You got the Kyries, you got the Kanyes, a lot of stuff, whatever. You got to figure out what's good for you, what's working for you. Mm-hmm. You might have to shut the phone off. You might have to shut the world off to give yourself some silence.
Yeah.
And to figure out where you're going to go next. But people just constantly be distracted and they kind of just fall right into the loop.
Yeah.
And that helps to the other burnout. Right? So I'm going to pray for all of y'all. I pray from the God side.
We pray.
But my God loves all.
All.
My God's different from like his God or anybody else's God.
My God invented humans, and that's all I'm sticking with that.
Hey, I like that. Why don't you look at my God loves all and hates not one? Because I always look at like a tree outside.
Yeah.
It's not made for a Jewish person, a Buddhist, you know what I'm saying, a Hindu person. It's made for everybody.
For everybody.
For humans. So if your God made it humans.
For humans.
His God is kind of nice. I kind of like his. I kind of like your God a little bit. Your God might know my God. They might dapping like
They might be one and one.
They might be one and one. Because they always say there's always one God, right? Mm-hmm. There's just people that want to divvy it up and change the look. I don't know. I always ask people and stuff like when it comes to the burnout thing, like what caused you to be burnt out? That's why I always ask them and stuff. And I'm like, you're burnt out? They're like, yeah. What caused you to be burnt out? And then when I hear that wait to exhale like Whitney,
Yeah.
I was like, you're just fucking tired. Go to bed.
Stop yawning.
It was a peace of mind. Like, peace of mind. Like, if you can't get peace of mind and stuff, obviously you're going to be burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
But then Descartes, you think, therefore you are. So if you think you're not good, obviously you're not going to be good physically.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And these things weigh a factor. Similar to the people with depression. They feel like everything in their head is mentally is not working out, whatever. And now it went from a mental type of thing to a physical type of manifestation and stuff to these things, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, people really look at it stuff like, they use a lot of cute words that sounds nice and hip.
Yeah.
So I don't really think they might be tired. I'm not doubting that they could be burnt out.
Yeah.
But I don't know that much of them in their world. They can only answer that. But a lot of times people don't care to even know what these words mean. They just respond to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad, man.
I can definitely agree to that. And just responding and not knowing the difference is a big problem, because how do you detect if you're tired or if you're burnt out? And how do you treat yourself if you can't determine what it is that you are? Because you're saying it's just like you said. Because if you determine that you're tired, then you can just give yourself rest and be okay with it. But if you can't realize that the difference between you being tired and burnt, and you think you're tired, but you're really burnt out, then you're just going to be perpetuating yourself in that same situation until you realize that you're burnt out.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You know the normal you, right? I don't know, like, anybody even listening to this or anything like that. I don't know the normal you.
Right.
You know the normal you. Let's say if somebody does something, like one of your triggers, because you're not going to know everybody else's triggers. Yeah. You might know your wife's triggers, your children, because you're around them and stuff often. Right. Right? I might not know your triggers. So if I say something to trigger you and everything like that, and now you went from normal you to now enrage you, right? You need to identify that, like, why am I getting enraged by whatever he said? Yes. Because now you went from normal you to another you that you're not, of, but this is not the normal you. Right. Now you focus on stuff for where this happens, stuff. Why are you triggered from whatever the fuck I said? Yeah, yeah. Right? This is something you have to do to work on. Like I said, a lot of people get thrown out other shit and stuff. They don't got time to work on their damn self. Sad. Very. Sad. Very sad. Like, what I always look at stuff like withdrawal. Like, separate yourself from, okay, say if it's in the reverse, you said something to me that gets me triggered. What might get Marv triggered a lot? Let's say you said something about like, oh, they're not supporting your black business, Marv. I always like people always want to be in your business, but they don't want to support your business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Say if that's to get me triggered and stuff, I'm like, damn. Why am I always getting riled up whenever Smooth says some shit like that? Whatever. What's wrong with me? I'm looking at stuff as like, you know what? I just expect family and friends to promote and be happy on the things that I do. Right. Reality is not everybody's gonna promote and be happy with the things you do. Yeah. So I have to now face that reality. So I have to separate myself from like whatever conversation and stuff like that. Even if it like was a short, brief statement that you said, or later in my own time, after looking like, damn, why did I wild out like that? Why I spaz out like that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was hopeful when we were all having to have a conversation. Frustration, then anger kicked in, apathy, and a burnout can happen from just that conversation. Separate yourself from it. Start from scratch, man. Just identify the problem. That's my suggestion. Yeah. I don't have all the answers. I don't know nothing. Expo. Are poly couples more honest than monogamous couples?
We beatboxed about this last week. I was on the fence because I figured I didn't know enough, but I was kind of leaning towards that.
The no. You lean towards the no. 67% say yes. Okay. 67% say yes. Because I think they were probably thinking like more like in my line. Right. Because the most you might hide and stuff, I would assume in a relationship. Yes, relationships should have rules,
Yes.
right? And everybody's relationship is different. So I feel like if you have a rule set up where, like, in a monogamous one, you don't want to talk about you're interested or you like another person or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because that might fuck up your monogamy agreement.
Right.
So you would kind of keep silent. Well, in a polyamorous one, I'm assuming, and from what the ones that I know of and everything like that, it's a conversation that they have and stuff like, I think we should bring, like, you know, a new person in the mix.
Right.
Or you know, I'm okay with just one more person besides you, like the rules.
Yeah.
Whatever their rules and stuff is for the players and stuff, whatever. But if being poly, you know you're not going to be the only one. Mono means one.
Right.
So being poly, anytime and stuff, whatever, you could be having dinner. Here comes a new challenger. Like, you know, treat the shit like Street Fighter. So be prepared for that. I always feel bad. I always feel bad and stuff, whatever, that like pertain to the monogamous ones.
Yeah.
Why would you feel a way not to share certain type of things?
Yeah.
Like, if this person is your person or the person for you, why would it be a problem and stuff to share? Like, all right, let's say, like you were saying and stuff last week, if like Big Booty Trudy and stuff, and, you know, made you feel a type of way and everything like that.
Right.
Wouldn't it be, I'm not saying you got to bring like, yo, Pam across the street, though, when she doing the Miss Park and shit in the lawn, made, you know, my soldier stand at attention.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you go to your woman like that, but it's even a way and stuff of like, yo, Pam, all right.
I think if you can't be open about that, there's a problem.
Yes, I agree.
I think like you not being able to be open, there's an issue there that you gotta solve. It might be deeper than just what you think. Cause like I said, like I can see a beautiful woman. I could be attracted by a beautiful woman, and not be and not act upon it. I know my boundaries, right?
Right.
And because I know my boundaries and I'm never gonna act upon it, I can feel free to express myself to my wife and say, yo, she look hot over there. And my wife can look free over it and agree that she looks hot over there, knowing where we stand as a couple, right? But
it's some relationships, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know.
But that's what I'm saying. If you can't say, you know, if you can't be open like that,
yeah,
and you know your wife can't take you as you be just being open at it, because you know the first thing, if your wife is looking at you, well, why are you looking at her like that? Kind of, you know what I mean? Then you kind of be like, oh no, it's a friendly look. Your wife should be able to know and trust that it's a friendly look. And not ask you why are you looking at her like that? No, your wife's supposed to look at her and say, your wife's supposed to be able to look at her and say, yeah, I see her beauty too. And you both agree on that shit.
I think to me, I would like to operate in a world like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. That's how it should be like that. It should be like that.
So okay, let me ask you this. Could you be in a relationship and have a crush on another person? Is that acceptable to you?
Yes. I'll tell you why.
What did I do to it?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because for the longest while, right, I had a crush on Courtney. This is my confessions from the Home Improvement channel. Listen, man.
Courtney.
The little short blonde hair chick. She used to be with Dave. Courtney, I was upset when you left Dave. I was mad. I'm gonna be straight.
Oh, the HGTV lady with the short.
Yeah.
Oh, with the one that adopted a black kid?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
My wife knows. So my wife, I say, yo, I got a thing for Courtney. You know what I mean?
I find that dope.
Yeah, and she'll laugh and she'll chuckle about it and so like that. Yeah.
So that's TV celebrity.
Yeah.
If you had a crush on like the neighbor and stuff across the way, would you tell your wife?
I would say, oh, she's cute. Or you know what I mean? But I probably wouldn't I wouldn't make it get to the point where I have a crush on somebody that's, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it.
I think I see it. Okay, if I'm with a woman,
Right.
and she's in love with Idris Elba,
Yeah.
and everything like that, that's different from if I'm in a relationship with a woman and she has a crush on dude across the street who always cut his grass with his shirt off and everything like that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so that means it's not acceptable.
Yeah, no, I don't think okay, no, it's not. It depends, I guess, on who it is.
So it depends on who your crush is. But you like what you like though.
Yeah, I guess you like it. You like who you like. But if it's a situation where I'm crushing on somebody other than my wife,
I feel like it's a problem.
I feel like it's a problem.
I feel like it's a
I
problem.
feel like it's a problem.
I can like something about said person.
Yeah.
Right? And I think me, because I am man, and the other species, women, they assume we're just one type of way. But I feel like a lot of times, if I look at a woman and stuff and I find she's attractive, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. Like if I might go into detail or something like that more, it depends on what my relationship status is. So if I'm single like $1, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I think I'm gonna go approach her.
Right. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I'm in a relationship and stuff, whatever, just be like, oh, I can appreciate it. What did you say? Fucking your definition of beauty that time? Something appeasing to one's soul?
Yeah.
Some shit like that? Yeah. Fucking Jamaican men, I tell you, boy. The lyrics, boy. Uncanny as shit. Yeah, but okay. She's appeasing to one's soul.
Appeasing to one's soul.
Keep it pushing.
That's it. Push on.
So I just hope honesty and stuff runs with every relationship. And it's not what you say, it's how you say some things play a major factor and stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, me with my wife will see somebody pass by, a woman pass by, and she may have a big ass. My wife will be like,
her booty is juicy.
Oh, her booty's juicy.
Yeah.
And
she always says
I'll be
that.
like, well, I wasn't going to say nothing, but now that you mentioned it, yeah, it is kind of juicy.
Because, one time we're watching TV and shit like that, she's like, doesn't her booty look juicy? I'm like, man, let me tell you.
Right, you know what I mean? So I will agree.
I'm like,
my wife is like that.
T-Pain was talking about her in the apple bottom jeans with the boots and the fur. But yeah. Okay. So we on the same game page and stuff when it comes to that. All right, man. Let's get into some shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Talk about the University of Kentucky girl. How you feel about that situation?
She was kind of sloshed. No?
She was
kind of sloshed. Was it was the event on campus? I'm trying to figure it.
Wherever she was drunk from?
Right.
That doesn't matter.
No, but I'm trying to figure out the situation itself. Was like the black student, was she like security or holding the door?
So it's kind of like security. It's like,
okay, so and that's what I was trying to figure out. Was she security at an event that this girl was trying to be?
So like at the dorms,
right?
The dorms and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you say she could basically work her way up to be an RA or something like. So most of the time, the RAs tend to have that, depending on the school. Okay. That position and stuff like. But if the students want the job and stuff like, they get the job. It's a low paying job, but it's still a job.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like they're kind of like neighborhood watch for that dorm,
right?
For that dormitory and stuff like that, whatever. So, and they get paid for that. So she was doing her job.
Yeah.
Because I think the thing is, especially for University of Kentucky, was kind of like if students, especially a female student, if she is under the influence or she's moving erratic or all types of ways and stuff, whatever, do not hesitate to approach and assist. Because wherever she went, like whatever event, she could have probably got sexually assaulted. Of course,
yes.
Alcohol poisoning, the worst could have happened. Yeah. So their thing and stuff is that person who's doing that job is to kind of help prevent a liability from happening. Right. Because let's say, for example, she went upstairs in her own dorm by herself, or let's say roommate wasn't there or something like that, whatever, and she passed out and choked on her own vomit. Right. Now they have to do a whole body removal type of thing, and they're like, well, let's check the tapes. Why didn't anybody stop her when she was walking erratic to the elevator? Right. And hence that situation took place. So that's what I said. Like, I thought you were talking about that event. Or like whatever event Drunky went to. No.
Okay. I thought she was like, because I thought it might have even been like a college bar. Like I wasn't
Even
sure.
if.
Yeah,
Even if.
I wasn't sure like where this one was like. Was it she saying like you had too much to drink? But it just got out of hand.
She was concerned. Like she was concerned.
Yeah.
But then she called her every.
But that's what I'm saying. It got out of hand real quick. Like,
yeah, she said every nigga in the world and called her a nigger, bitch. And that's why she was like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah.
And that's when the girl said, I know, because you're a nigger, bitch.
yeah.
It was very, very, very hurtful, and it was awful to watch. It was awful to watch because she's drunk.
Truth serum, brother.
Bruh, I got it.
Truth serum, brother.
Bruh, I have Associated Sons in here. I'll even drop that and stuff instead of the other one that I had planned.
Yeah.
Because it's basically that. We'll get to that. But as I'm looking, I'm like, the fact that in your drunken thoughts, these are the things that first to come up and everything like that, right? That's the part that kind of got to me. But I'm curious and stuff to know what you think is that her job, young woman, her job fired her. They fired her. Because they seen everything on social media. So this took place like the Saturday night, Sunday morning last week.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like snowballing out because, we live in a different kind of world. Like, let me put another thumbtack in that.
Yeah.
We live in a different kind of world. Remember back then, if you wanted to get somebody canceled, you had to get picket signs. You had to go to like a specific place and do all that work. Now, if you want to get somebody canceled, you just have to tweet. It takes no energy, no effort.
Let me tell you the ill shit about this. Over the weekend, I was watching a show on National Geographic, right? It was talking about strange relationships between animals, right? So they were showing this this owl in the Canadian forest. I think it's called it's a hawk. There's a thing it's called the goose hawk. This hawk it's the fastest bird of prey. Can do 0 to 40 in a second.
Okay.
Right? The wingspan is super short. The wingspan and the tail fin is about 1 foot. So this thing like fly like through tree branches, like a ninja.
Okay.
Right? 40 miles. It's 40 miles and 0 to 40, right? In a second. The squirrels, or the squirrel, has an amazing eyesight, right? So it sees this hawk coming like miles and miles and miles away. No, the bird, not the squirrel, this bird, right? The bird starts chirping, sends out the warning chirp, right? The squirrels have learned to mimic that same warning chirp. These squirrels just start chirping like the motherfucking bird. Then it's like a chain relay. When they say tweet, this is tweet. They're saying from that time that first bird tweets, the squirrel tweets, it hits all the other squirrels, they start tweeting. Hits the other birds starts tweeting. That one tweet from that one initial bird is moving 100 times faster
than the 40 miles an hour.
Than the 40-mile
hawk.
Goose hawk. So, now just think of that in social media terms.
Before you can issue an apology statement and stuff, whatever.
That shit is around the world 3, 4, 5 times.
Yes, sir. They fired her before she probably even get a chance to step foot in and stuff, whatever, like from the weekend thing. Right? And I don't pity her. I just was trying to understand the dynamic where if they fire you, are they allowed to tell, because she worked for Dillard's.
Okay.
Right? And Dillard's blue check certified responded and stuff, whatever, to the young woman and stuff who everything happened to and stuff. They're like, hey, we don't tolerate such behavior and stuff and everything like that. She is terminated. Ain't that personal shit? Isn't that personal shit? Like, if we fire you, is it public knowledge to say that? Like, can HR do some shit like that? Like if they fire you, could they say on their Twitter page and stuff, we let go?
I think they can make a public statement. I don't know where.
Does that qualify as grounds of public statement?
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Because it depends on the contract what you sign too, right? Like if you sign,
read those fucking contracts.
Read those contracts,
please. Everybody, whatever camera,
because a lot of those companies have clauses in them that even though you're not at work,
your representation,
you still represent said company.
Of course, the GM Gomeshi situations and stuff like that.
Right.
All his cases and stuff was at home in his time, but CBC let him go.
Right. So as soon as they feel like, oh, you're associated with us and you can hurt us in any way, shape, or form, that's where these things come in. So it's like it's almost their form of damage control. So they're letting you know right off before you even come and start picketing our workplace. Our public statement was saying, hey, we've realized what this former employee has done. This employee is now terminated. Don't bother coming to our place with your pickets.
Gotcha.
Don't bother drawing no attention to us. We've already taken care of the problem in itself. Now,
because it felt like breach.
Twitter. I think the Twitter made it feel like, because like
it felt like a breach to me. Like it felt like a breach of like privacy and stuff like that, right? Because I looked at it, stuff as like, this is your employer or former employer, and they're putting your business out there and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Where like if like LinkedIn or something like that,
right?
LinkedIn, you'll probably put this place as like a former reference and all the above. And you'd be like, oh, why did you leave? Oh, on my own accord, or I outgrew that place and everything. I was burnt out.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, nah, heifer, we saw your shit.
Because you working for her working for Dillard's would be public knowledge.
Would it though?
I mean, if you were to go find out where she works, or if you were to see her work at Dillard's, you're part of the public. That's public knowledge.
I think you would have to go to that Dillard's. You would have to go. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Can I Google every employee on? No,
but the fact that someone sees her, it becomes public knowledge, right? Because that whoever sees her can say, yeah, she works at Dillard's. You don't necessarily have to know that she works at Dillard's, but you can be hearing about her, and somebody can say, oh, I know her. She works at Dillard's. It's public knowledge, right? So it's the fact that it's public knowledge and anybody can quickly associate her working for Dillard's, they're probably going to want to get ahead of it.
I don't know. I might sue. I don't know.
You can, again, depending on what you write in the contract, because if in the contract says, hey, when I leave off the clock, it doesn't matter what I do. Then most definitely you can sue. You have all right to sue. But if they're going to say you still represent us. And that's a lot of people don't see that in their contracts. A lot of people don't get that. But it's in a lot of contracts. It's in a lot of contracts.
Yeah, no, I know. Like I seen like with the Coca-Cola and Pepsi thing and stuff at that time with the GM Gomeshi.
Yeah.
When I was doing research and stuff on that, they were saying like, yeah, if you work for Coca-Cola, right, and now you're at a place and you say you want a rum and Coke and they offer you RC Cola or a Pepsi and everything like that, and another Coca-Cola employee sees you drink this, you can be questioned and terminated or possibly terminated and stuff, whatever, for that. You have no control of what this organization wants to use.
Right.
But in any case, if that be the case, you are a constant representation of said company.
Right.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
I always represent Podical Sons, as you can see from the apparel.
He's good. We ain't gonna fire him no time soon, so he's good.
Hooray!
We back him on all his foolishness.
So yeah, that part. But yes, to the young lady Kyla, it's unfortunate you went through that, but I hope someday soon you get peace. Because I know the backlash and the wave.
Yeah.
But it could be to experience something and to see something are two different things. Right? We see it as one way, it might be cringeworthy and stuff like, but to actually go through it. Like, remember the girl tried to swing on her several times.
Yes.
Right? And then a lot of people are saying, like, I think you said it too. You're like, oh, she held some restraint because she didn't hit her back and everything like that, whatever. I was like, yeah.
He was right.
I don't want to say what I would do on the camera. I
was
know
ready.
I don't want to say what I do on camera, but I just know that.
Okay, so here's the contrast because I'm not sure if you're familiar with, and is it? It's gonna make me pissed off now. 'Cause I'm trying to remember exactly which province, if it was Winnipeg or Saskatchewan, where the white student murdered the black student,
The Muslim girl.
the Muslim girl.
Saskatchewan, not Saskatchewan, Saskatoon?
Saskatoon. Where there's video of this girl cutting this other girl, and she eventually dies from her injuries. And they originally charged her with second degree, but now it's been moved to manslaughter. They're saying because of what the events, or because of now the investigation, they've changed it to manslaughter. And you have a whole bunch of people who are saying, no, looking at the footage, it's still murder. So it's like, not being in law enforcement, you can't make those. You don't have the trainings to make those calls.
Agreed.
So when you see things like that and you're running off emotion, if you don't know the facts, then you really can't determine what should be or what should not be charged with.
Fair, but people always the people are entitled to have their opinion.
Oh, always.
But I think what are they trying to, like, say, if they're trying to push their opinion to make it seem like this is now factual compared to what they don't know what the laws and the rules and regulations and stuff of how courts run,
right?
Then yeah, it's an issue, right? Like, we're always going to have this debate on this show.
Yeah.
But do you go by the laws of the land or do you go by the laws of the culture? Because laws of the culture and stuff would say you murdered regardless.
Right.
Laws of the land is saying like there's levels to this.
Degrees,
yeah,
right.
there's levels to this shit.
Right.
So, I mean, to them being outraged and all the above for the young lady who lost her life, I see it.
I see it
because when I seen the video, I didn't know what I was watching.
Right.
Let me say that.
Yeah.
Because shout out to like a few of these blogs and like these Instagram pages and stuff that like give like social media type of news.
Yeah.
When they do like the disclaimer, not the disclaimer, but they kind of give a description before it jumps into the video.
Yeah.
It gives me a little piece.
Yeah.
To prep myself to examine what the fuck I'm gonna look for.
Right.
Like I want to say, I scroll that one, I'm scrolling on the gram and I just see a fight break out, whatever, right? Something like, damn. I was like, was that two chicks? And I was like, is that blood? And then you hear people screaming and stuff like that, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck was... And it cut. It didn't say,
no
blah, blah, blah. Like, the text just said, a brawl broke out and a girl got her neck cut.
Right.
With glass.
Right.
Then the other ones now, the proper places, to me, I deem proper.
Right.
They're like, graphic content.
Yeah.
Brace yourself. Viewer discretion is advised. And then they'll give you a long-ass description on, what was it, November, blah, 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 blah. This took place at this time and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. Not saying it has to be the gospel, but give me something where I can work with. Right, so if I want to choose to swipe right, I understand that I'm going to now look at murder, somebody being murdered.
Right. And you know what to expect. Right, you know what to expect.
Right. So now if I'm going in and stuff now, I have to look at stuff like whatever I am going at, like, okay, am I doing my judgment thing? Do I know the law? All these type of other factors come in. Yeah. Because other than that, you just roll off emotion. Mm-hmm. You saw a white girl fight a black girl and cut her neck. But it was a scrap.
Right.
It was a scrap. But you saw like, she grabbed something and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why the manslaughter thing to me, I was kind of kosher with it, but I don't know the law.
And
because if you're raging and stuff like that, like even I even said this when I was having this conversation with my girl the other day.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation with Shane. She's like, if I'm upset, you're gonna give a fuck where I'm upset at? You're gonna give a damn. That's what I'm saying. If you're scrapping, you're enraged and stuff like that, are you really gonna care? Like, this might cut somebody in an organ and it might make them leak. No, you're gonna fuck them up.
Right.
That's your main concern.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, when I hear the outrage and stuff, I remember I'm not on that side with the outrage folks and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So one person called me like they did like, I don't know, you kind of moving like a white person. That's what he said to me.
So no,
I was like, why?
no.
But the video was there. We saw the same video, no?
I think at some point they should make clear the difference between first degree murder, second degree murder, and manslaughter.
Who should make it clear? You can Google this. This is public information.
Yeah.
This is more public than who works at Dillard's.
Yeah.
This is way more public. Whatever state,
Right.
whatever province,
Right.
whatever country,
Right.
laws of murder. What was it, the TikTok guy?
I guess people just they don't care.
People don't do research. People are lazy. They want to be forced. Most people want to be force fed the information.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I'll be quite honest with you. I don't know the difference between second degree and manslaughter. All I know is that first degree is premeditated. Like you said, like you thought this through, you planned it, and then you went through with it. So the difference between second degree and manslaughter, I'm not quite sure where one becomes the other. But I'll
Reach for your phone.
I'm gonna look it up.
No, reach for you can look it up right now.
I'm gonna look it up.
Reach for your, I look at it. Me while I'm talking.
I'm looking it up. All right, go ahead.
I look at it and stuff is where you got to know the rules of the game. And this is what I was saying, stuff pertains to like the goalposts and stuff is always constantly moving. There's certain things and stuff like the rules of the game hasn't really changed.
Right.
And this is the reason why some people and stuff, they know the rules of the game and they beat the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would talk about, or we were to the Donald Trump situations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When Donald Trump got elected. And he's like, oh, this is fraud, this is fake, this is forgery, it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? They were like, why? He plays in that world. He came out and said that and then went right back in and went to go play again into the rules of that because they already have their set rules. Certain goalposts don't change. It's just who they let in to play the game. Right? A lot of people and stuff don't know, but most of the information and stuff you can find. We live in an information age. You seeing your breakdowns?
Okay, there's a few. First degree and second degree. Okay, here. Second degree murder versus voluntary manslaughter explained. Let me see this one. This is from Jackson White Law.
But you got to look at this stuff too. Is that the same province? Right? Because that could be a U.S. type of thing. Because most of the Western world, most of our searches kind of come up into America, the bigger population. Right? It might be standard.
He's even saying voluntary manslaughter is not differentiated from manslaughter in the state of Arizona. So there you go, right off the bat, is telling you manslaughter could be different in different states.
I be telling y'all, sometimes I talk shit, but a good portion of the time, I think you know what it is?
Yeah.
Because I raise my voice and I talk with passion, a lot of times people just think I'm out here just spitting out shit. So it's like 95% of the shit I say is garbage. 5% is like, oh, he can hit a mark every now and then. All deep thoughts come from not your average Joseph. Fuck y'all if y'all think that.
All right, let me read what they got. Second degree murder is without premeditation, intentionally causing the death of another person, including an unborn child, and knowing their conduct will cause death or serious injury or serious physical injury. A person faces 10 to 25 years in prison depending on the circumstances. Voluntary manslaughter is not differentiated from manslaughter in the state of Arizona. It is defined as recklessly causing the death of another person or committing second-degree murder in a sudden quarrel or heat of passion because of adequate provocation by the victim. The sentence that goes along with manslaughter ranges anywhere from 4 to 10 years. So basically what you're saying is you're in a fight, just like how you said, you picked up that piece of glass,
Because you're still heated. You're still heated. Now, if you had it would be like a second degree type of thing. But to me, I feel like, or even first degree, like the premeditated aspect and stuff is like, y'all had an argument.
Right.
Y'all got into a heated type of thing. The shit simmered down for like an hour.
Right.
You're still in the establishment.
Right.
And then you still say, you know what? It ain't over.
Yeah. Second degree.
But it's everything, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm scrolling, I just see a fight break out. I'm like, to be honest, I want to say, I don't like to watch women fight like boxing, MMA.
Yeah.
But if women are like regular women in the street fight, I watch. I watch. So that's why I'm looking. I'm like, oh, is that two chicks? And then I'm looking. I'm like, damn. And you seen the girl when her neck was cut. She kind of like grabbed for her neck.
Yeah.
Right. So I was looking like, oh my damn.
Yeah, because you weren't expecting that. It was just like,
right. So now I'm reading the caption and shit like that. I'm like, fam, you could have gave me a viewer discretion as advice.
You just watched somebody get murdered and you didn't even. Well,
and I even said that to somebody. I'm like, yo, aren't they supposed to give disclaimers? And then when I went back like later, hours later, the gram took it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, there was no disclaimer. But then yet it's still, you see other people might get murdered and everything like that, or certain things. I don't think the George Floyd thing might be still heavy on the gram.
Yeah.
But I think like certain angles of it will still be present online. Right? I mean, because a lot of times we talk about what's happening right now, and we don't look about like the fallout or what happened afterwards, right? Because I had a conversation earlier in the week. I said, all this Roe versus Wade talk in America and everything like that, I haven't heard of a place that said, we're not going to sell you contraception.
Right.
Since. And I've looked at it for myself because I'm looking like, it was hot in the summer. Now we're in fall, approaching winter. No. And certain states and stuff are just turning away. They're like, fuck it. Because the government said, this is not our national problem no more. This is your state's problem.
Right.
And now you're now looking at like, do I live in a fucked up state where I can't do the abortion dance and stuff like that? But people don't care about the follow-ups. They're like, this had me heated and this. Fuck everything else. Some people might not even know Brittany Griner started serving her sentence already.
Yeah.
That trial shit is done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people
she went to the hard camp. She went to hard camp.
It's all good. Now, let's talk about Smooth's favorite segment. Nice little quick ass bootleg drum roll.
Yeah.
To Kyrie's great discussion. Was Kanye right? Not your average.
I mean, hard to disagree with Kanye. Hard to disagree with Kanye.
That's why I said I was going to start it like that. I told myself when I was looking at all the information during the week, I said, wait till Sunday. Wait till I jump on this motherfucker.
Bro, it's kind of hard to disagree with Kanye at this point. I mean, they're kind of low-key proving what he's saying.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Shout out to David Chappelle for that hell of a monologue and stuff from last night from SNL and everything like that, you know. I said it before several times. David Chappelle is a GOAT. I think Kanye's thing helped make Kyrie's thing so much worse.
Yeah.
Right? And like real talk, I feel like yesterday I connected with one of my friends and stuff. I'm not gonna say his name, but he is Jewish faith.
Right.
And we had a talk.
Does he own Yeezys?
No.
Okay.
He's not that kind of lifestyle type of dude. He's more so, let's say, a New Balance kind of like because one day and stuff, whatever, he looked at me, he's like, oh, your sneakers are always, I'm like, people really call them sneakers like that, you know, the kicks, whatever, you know, and all the above. I'm like, what kind of kicks you wear? He's like, kicks, like whatever feels comfortable. I'm like, bro, you're 39. Like, yo.
I think I get to sneak with a cloud insole.
I'm like, yo.
With a cloud insole.
You're in my age group. Like, you should know the difference between a New Balance and a Jordan and a
you should.
Yeezys. Nevertheless, we're having a conversation. And I told him and stuff. From like what I take about Kyrie is he's a young man. He's a man that's trying to figure out himself.
Yeah.
In general. And I told him and stuff, I'm like, anybody shouldn't crucify somebody who's trying to understand themselves.
Right.
Right? If I ran like a security intel place.
Yeah.
Right? You broke in and like my security team catch you and stuff like that. Why you break in? You wanted to figure out where your parents come from and everything like that. I have to have compassion and be like, yo, I'm not going to crucify. I thought you were coming here to steal credit card information. You could tell me that and still try to steal credit card information. Yeah. But I'm looking like you're on a journey of self. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at things holistically, or if I know a little bit more about you, then yeah. Kyrie has been to like rain dance, like indigenous, like ceremonies and all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
He's trying to find self.
Right.
I'm not making excuses.
Well, I was going to say not only trying to find self, but I mean his actions shows that he's open to other cultures, open to explore other cultures and see how that could be a part of himself.
I want to get behind that, but I can't deep down inside is because if that was the case,
right.
Why not have the conversation and stuff with it? Like the first time he was approached about the movie, about the documentary, he said that his conversation and stuff could have been more of like, well, I'm welcome. Like, I'm open to like, if somebody could to help explain some things for me.
Yeah.
His demeanor was more like, I don't give a fuck.
But I think
this is where I stand.
I just think it's the way it's the way that they approached him.
Right. But but this is what I'm saying. One of my things I've learned and I'm still struggling with as a person is that as a black man, I have to learn restraint. That's the hardest thing for me.
Not just you alone.
No, for me. Like, yeah, I get it. But that's what I'm saying. For me, because I've been in situations and stuff like that where I don't mind if, we crack a lot of jokes and everything like that. And you be like, this thinking more stupid. He act a fool or some shit like that, whatever. But I know my shit.
Right.
I know what I know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think when you're belittling my intelligence, that might be a trigger to me. And then
it's definitely gonna be a trigger to you. That's definitely gonna be that's not a mic, Marcus. That's not a mic.
You know me, Snuggles.
That's definitely gonna be a trigger to you.
Oh man, thank you. Yes. And I might react the type I'll rail up.
Right.
Respect goes both ways. Did he come at Kyrie in the proper way and stuff and everything like that? Probably not to Kyrie's understanding.
Right.
And that's why he got defensive.
Yeah.
But again, it's the restraint aspect and stuff like that. Because even there's tons of times like, I want to say, you and I can have a conversation.
Right.
Off camera and everything like that, right? And I might feel passionate about something, but I still have to restrain myself to fully hear you out. If I'm cutting you the fuck off and stuff like that, when you probably have a valuable, like a valid point of view to kind of express, but you kind of, I don't want to say not getting long-winded, but you kind of have to go through this step to understand the final step.
Right.
But if I'm not using restraint, I'm cutting you off before you even get to example number one. And I think that's what it is. Like, all right, if you're not comfortable with the person's saying, be like, contrary to what you guys believe, I'm just trying to understand my damn self.
Yeah.
And I am a Negro. I am not a Hebrew. Sorry. It was just like, the Dave Chappelle shit still in my damn head. From Hebrew to Negroes and stuff like that, whatever, right? Like, I am not a Hebrew person like this, but then you have the Black Israelites downtown Toronto all the time passing out shit. Hell, even at Jane and Wilson.
Yeah.
They approach me and stuff like, hey, my brother, you need to take this. You need to know where you come from.
Right.
My mom's name is Marva. My father's name is Sasu. They got together. They went together for a while.
As far as my knowledge.
I think I gotta get a gist. But if you're trying to understand self, some people go like a different route and a longer route and all that. But like I said, he didn't produce, my opinion, he didn't produce it. He didn't produce the restraint. So then that's the reason why it didn't look a type of way. And like I said, perspective is a hell of a thing.
Right.
I cannot be offended by something. You can't tell somebody not to be offended by something.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
So I'm like, you're entitled to feel offended of anything I say.
Right.
Some people might not even like the fact that I say the N-word on the podcast and stuff like that, whatever. They're like, I don't listen to the show because he says the N-word too much.
Right.
Or he curses too much and stuff. You're entitled to feel that way.
Yes.
But this is just me. And because of that, part of the first agreement when they said they're not going to take the money because they didn't feel like he was apologetic and everything because of his demeanor.
Right.
Right? I'm like, I get that aspect.
I can see that.
I think what the other 6 rules came out to play and stuff, whatever, going back to the Stephen A. and the J. Williams and everything like that, you're asking for a little too much. My opinion.
In my opinion, too, I believe like you're.
But you gotta break them. You have to make an example out of them. Like going back to the Nick Cannon thing.
Well, that's why I say, and that's why I said last week, and then you kind of just mentioned it back this week. The fact that Kanye has made his situation worse, and I'm like exactly what you're saying when you're saying you got to make an example. Well, they can't make the example out of Kanye.
It's too late.
It's too late, right? And he's in a position where he's saying, "Well, I'm not gonna let you make an example out of me. You already took all what you can take from me. Fuck y'all." Kyrie, on the other hand, well, there's still carrots that are dangled, right? Mm-hmm. How much does he want those carrots? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Do you want those carrots? Well, you're gonna have to break.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what is it? Shoot one, the rest will follow.
Yeah,
it's ruthless, but it's true.
Listen, man. I remember high school. I had a friend in high school, right? You know who you are. No need to mention names.
Random man 3000.
He had some static with a few dudes, right? Mm. And then the clique that the dude was from, the whole clique wanted to, to do him some harm and so forth like that. So he was on the block, and he was like, the elders on the block was trying to, coach him and tell him what to do and stuff like that. So one of them was saying, you got to bring a gun to school. On the block, and I was on the block. He goes, "Are you crazy? You want City TV in the comments and stuff like that? City TV is a news channel in Toronto." Yeah. He's like, "You crazy? You want City TV?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Bring a knife." He goes, "Just grab one. Just reach out and grab one. The first one you grab, you cut. And watch the rest scatter."
An example.
The next day,
he brought a knife.
It's not funny. It's not funny, but we're just proving a point here. We're just proving a point. And sure enough, the whole gang that came to rush him. He wasn't going to do nothing, right? At this point, it's self-defense at this point. They were circling around. They circled around him. They had him circled. And they were pushing him, right? And he was like, he was walking back. He was telling me his intentions is to move. I just wanted to make sure that I got back to a locker. Because once I knew I had my back against a locker, I know nobody else could be behind me. Mm-hmm. And so once he got his back to the locker, the first person who was in front, he grabbed.
"Get over here."
In the arm. "Oh shit, he cut me. Everybody ran.
Scattered.
Everybody ran.
Make an example.
Kyrie don't get cut.
Wow, that's profound.
Just because Kyrie don't get cut.
Well said. Yeah. No, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because that's where it kind of, I feel like the Kanye aspect.
Yeah.
Kanye shit was different from Kyrie, but because he made that much fucking noise, it's kind of like Kyrie got the backlash and stuff of it. Because remember, like he posted the link.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
No words, just
no words, just the link. But from when you're posting some things, it's kind of like you're endorsing some things.
Right.
So that's why I understand that point of view and stuff 150% across the board.
Yeah.
Right? If I ask you post this from podcasts and everything like that, I'm assuming you're helping me promote the podcast.
Right.
Whatever. You're not just gonna post and just nothing. Whatever, right? Like, what's the merit? What are you behind?
But I think, but in there lies the problem, right? Because unless you know unless you caught a wind of the movie and know what the movie's about, like you could have posted that, and I could have looked at it as a black person, I could have looked at it as, oh, that may be dope. Maybe it's showing us how we, we were once Hebrews, but now we're Negroes.
Message me that shit.
No, but I'm saying, I'm catching that off the title of what it's named, right? If I can't look at that and say, in that material is going to be anti-Semitic talk.
No, you can't.
I can't see that. You understand?
Because the full title is like from Hebrews to Negroes,
right?
And like I think some about Black America has to be woke or stay woke or something. Like that.
Right. So I would look at that and say, oh, there's anti-Semitic content in there, right?
Right.
So I'm just looking at it. Unless he says, hey, this is what the Jews did to us, then I can see that now. Associated with that video, I can see that now as somebody taking offense. But if I don't know what's on there, dude is just posting something to me. And he could be posting the fact that Black power. He could be posting that.
I tell you guys all the time on this show, be careful what you post. So there's consequences to some of these things. Some of the things you might not have no issue with stuff posting.
Yeah. Right?
You might not have no fallback from. And there's some things you might do have fallback and stuff for that. That's why be mindful of what you post. Because you're a person now, if you're blue check certified, you have a following. People, you're their hero.
Right.
In my personal opinion, I don't think he watched this shit. I think because of all the static, he finally decided to watch it.
Right.
I think
and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying because I'm looking at it.
Because he didn't have no feedback.
The title.
He had no feedback.
Right. He looked at the title and just said, okay, this is probably like I'm on a journey trying to find out who I am. This looks like, let me post it. I don't think he watched it at that point either.
And I think after he watched it and stuff, you notice the interview was different. Like when he was standing up, he's like, he's like, there's a lot of anti-Semitic stuff in there. I don't agree with those things and stuff in there, but however, there's some other stuff that I agreed to and everything like that, right? And I was looking at, I'm like, y'all go for Jeff Bezos and Amazon, dog. Like, because they're the only motherfuckers that's screaming this shit. They're the only ones.
I heard Shaq has it in the movie theaters.
Shaq put it in the movie theater?
That's
you have proof for this?
That's what I heard. I heard Shaq put it in the
Allegedly. Hey, boy, don't be putting that bad shit on my damn show.
Allegedly. And then, because that was one of the things Farrakhan was saying when he did his address. He was like, well, there was so much static about it that I was like, okay, well, I didn't know what it's about. So I went and I got my family together and we watched it to basically to see, okay, where everything was. And he was basically saying the video, he didn't mention if there was anti-Semitic or not. All he said was it was well researched and well put together. And he just left it at that. And he said, yo, my brother Kyrie's just trying to find himself.
I said that before.
He's just trying to find himself.
I said that before. I said that about J. Cole. There's certain people and stuff like I just feel like they're just on a journey to help trying to find and understand themselves and everything like that.
But I mean, a couple of weeks ago you said it was dope when people have reached a certain pinnacle and it's philanthropy. Yeah. That's part of people finding themselves. You know what I mean? Is being able to say, hey, there's something in me to give. What is it?
Purpose finds you.
Purpose finds you.
Purpose finds you, right? And but like this, I know Kyrie, from what I know of Kyrie, he's more of the people person, and he's trying to make sure that the peoples and stuff kind of, whoever follows him or rolls with him, they see and understand his point of view. Like when the WNBA, they weren't getting paid during the bubble and all that type of stuff.
Right.
During COVID time, it was his money he put up and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He's done a whole bunch of charity stuff as well. Like I said, and like he mixing with the groups and understand different groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I agree. You just got to keep the same energy for some shit across the board.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just be like, I'm willing to meet with the natives and understand this, means to meet with the blacks and understand this, but the Jewish folk, you have a different kind of, energy for it, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like I see where you're coming from, but I just can't fully stand by it.
But I know is that the energy that because I don't know how it came about with the let's sit down and talk. Was that offered right away, or was that offered? Because I only seen that in the list of demands after.
No. That I don't know if it was said before, after, and everything like that. But okay, you're my employee,
Right.
You work for me,
Right.
and I say, not your average. Come see me in the office and stuff like that. All these demands and stuff like that. I should be able to tell you.
Right.
Now, if you're, which he was, rebellious from going to speak to anybody and everything like that, you get what I'm saying? That energy, you're refusing to even speak to me as boss.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So if you're refusing to speak to me as boss, who helps cut your check, I have a problem with that.
Right.
So now, hence the suspension and all that type of stuff. I can understand those things, but I'm like, you don't seem willfully to talk if you're willing to run from me, who helps cut your checks. Right? So I'm like, that energy is not, I'm willing to learn.
Yeah, no, I think.
Because he could have probably, like, because remember, Chinese, Taiwanese.
Right.
He's Taiwanese. And you know, NBA and their whole China and that Asian world with their stuff, whatever. For all we know, he could have went to some similar kind of aspects, some issues and everything. We don't know. But Kyrie refused to go see him.
Right.
So now, quote unquote, the buck breaking has to take place and stuff like that. Does it have to take place? I don't know. But it all depends and stuff of like how the power always belongs to the people.
Yeah.
The power always belongs to the people. And like I said, you don't need too much energy to build a picket sign and everything like that. You want to boycott some shit, you put it on your Twitter or whatever the hell, and let them know you're boycotting. And some people might rock with it, some people might not.
Yeah.
I remember everybody boycotted the NFL during that time of Colin Kaepernick and stuff, whatever. My black ass was still kind of watching it. I was trying to see if anybody else was going to start kneeling and everything. And surely enough,
right,
there's some other people kneeling and not. They didn't get the same treatment and stuff as Colin.
Yeah.
So I was still watching. And I remember somebody said I'm cooning because I was still watching. And then when the Super Bowl came in, I was like, what is else to do on that Sunday besides Super Bowl? Because basketball don't even play on that Sunday.
No.
So I was like, I'm going to watch Super Bowl. I was like, I don't know. What fuck would you guys say? Mars or Uncle Tom. I was like,
Uncle
I want something to watch.
Uncle Marv.
Hey, my nieces address me as Uncle Marv, okay? So, yeah, I don't know. But I guess Kanye's aspect and stuff of there, right? Because to me, the whole list of demands, and the same thing I said to like two of my Jewish coworkers, we were having a conversation and stuff like that. And what they were saying and stuff, they was like, they're against this because it makes it seem like what Kanye was saying was 130% correct. And now to the regular Jewish folk and stuff, like they got nothing to do with this, but because they're of this faith,
right,
is now gonna get crucified.
Right.
And they're like, dude,
fat, bro.
This makes it. The man said, I'm minding my business and stuff. And he wears yarmulke and everything to work. He's like, I'm minding my business and stuff. Somebody might just see the yarmulke and it might be an ignorant, he's like, excuse me, he's like, it might be an ignorant black person that just might feel like Kyrie is okay and everything like that with his apology. Because he said he accepts Kyrie's apology.
Yeah.
He said he accepts Kyrie. And my friend yesterday, he said he accepts Kyrie's apology and stuff. His wife is like, he just needs some proper friends to kind of just, hip him on and talk to him and everything like that, whatever, right? Because in the documentary, they're saying that Holocaust didn't happen. Right?
Right.
So I'm looking like, we have Schindler's List and we have like graves and a whole bunch of other stuff to kind of prove. But then again, Kyrie's a flat earther.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, are we really sure that Earth is round? Because it seems flat. So it's kind of like, he goes against the grain several times. And like I said last week, you need a villain.
Right.
You need a villain. And if you have a villain just out here thumping along like that, whatever, they have to clip their wings. They have to clip their wings. The ADL, like the Anti-Defamation League, the stuff to jump in and all that type of stuff, I can see that part of the 6. The rest of them and stuff, whatever, quite frankly, I don't really give a damn. And if he has to do all those things to kind of play and stuff like that, then that's on to Kyrie to make that decision.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, as it stands right now, he says he's retiring. That's what he says, or that's what they say he says. So
we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, man. Let's get to the question of the week. Can we do that?
Question of the week.
Can we do that? All right. Question of the week. What is something that would make you a better person, but you refuse to do?
Exercise.
Are you okay? You look defeated when you said that. You all right? Family, you okay?
Man, I was looking at my stomach the other day. I was like, was a 6-pack. Now it's looking like a keg. I gotta get back to 6-pack. Get back to 6-pack.
You know what it is and stuff, whatever. Like, I think so I thought about this question and stuff when it came up to the whole self-sabotage stuff.
Right.
Right? And I want to say, for me, so what I realized and stuff, and I don't have like certain things and stuff, whatever, unless it might be behavior.
Yeah.
Behavior-wise. My issue and stuff, I always be like this. Smoking is bad for your lungs.
For your lungs, yeah.
Right? Smoking is bad for your lungs. All right. I have a problem with sleeping.
Right.
So hence, I would put some indica up in the air.
Mm.
And then I know once that thing hit, I'm going to my bed.
Right.
Now, smoking can stain teeth, depends on whatever the hell, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I tell myself and stuff, all right, you know what? Before I shut everything the fuck down, I'm going to blow these trees.
Right.
And I'm going to run in and I'm going to brush my teeth.
Right.
And then I'm going to get settled and shit like that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yo, one time I was frosted like a flake. I was like this. I'm in my house and I walk around in the darkness most of the time. And I look and I start seeing colors and lights and shit like that. I'm like, oh, this is a good high. This is a great high. I said it with an accent. This is a great high, laddie. I walk right past that bathroom. I'm like, fuck that shit. I just dove straight in the bathroom. And I'm like, no, I cannot, because over a period of time, these things will add up and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want to self-sabotage myself. So I kind of realize whatever might be a problem to me, for me, and do it. Because I don't really care too much about what the others have to say. I just look at it stuff as like, is it affecting my day-to-day people?
Right.
You're my day-to-day people and stuff. My girl, you know what I'm saying? Certain people and stuff. If it's affecting my day-to-day people and stuff, and my people that I fuck with, then I will take some certain things into consideration and stuff. Like, you're like, oh, Marv, you always blow the top anytime somebody talks about not supporting black businesses and all that type of shit like that. Like, how does that make you feel, Smooth? Like, you don't give a fuck? Why should I? But if you like, it hurts.
Carpet the diem.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if you say some stuff,
the diem.
If you say some stuff like, you know, some people might take it a type of way. I'm like, oh shit, this is a Jerry Springer final thought right here. This is getting deep.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we'll bring it up and review it for discussion.
We'll review it for discussion.
Not saying I would change, but we'll review it. But I think for me, right now, the only thing and stuff that I know I could be doing a little bit more is probably gym too.
Yeah.
It's probably gym too. Cause like there's some morning stuff I get up and everything and I feel like I'm on top of the game. Like I'll wake up, meanwhile my tea is boiling and everything like that.
Right.
Do a little stretches because I'm an old man now and stuff. And, you know, do a little dips, a little push-ups and stuff to kind of get the blood flowing and get me awake. I'm not a morning person, right? And then one morning and stuff that I woke up recently, I had some tea and I made the tea and I looked and I was like, am I doing fuck a push-up.
I'm telling you, man.
Fuck a push-up.
I'm telling you. Like I was telling you the other day, I get some sort of injury, Rocky training the next day. His body's not working the way it used to. But let me miss one day after that.
The Rocky?
That Rocky training.
Ow.
The horse.
Ow. Ow.
That horse. I can't get back on that horse.
Let's get to the Ask the Sons. Are you ready?
I'm ready. First
First one comes from that girl, Shelly Ann. Isn't that a song?
That girl, Shelly.
Yeah. That _girl _Shelly Ann.
I wonder if she going like she's nice.
Possibly.
Hey,
why not? What's your most controversial food opinion? Where you just stand? I have two.
You have two?
So I give you one and then you give me another one.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta wash your fucking meat. I wash every meat except for ground beef.
You wash every meat except for ground
except for ground beef. For some odd reason and stuff, whatever. For me, like I think when it comes to ground beef, I always feel like the whole flooding aspect and to go scoop it and then try to throw it in the pan, that it's not gonna work out well. So I just hit it with some elements and stuff like that. Like definitely, I slap it with a little lime juice.
Yeah,
slap it with a little lime juice and stuff like that. Go ahead.
People who don't remove that vein from the shrimp.
Oh, the shit turd?
The shit.
That's controversial. I was like, is that shit? Somebody told me it was shit a long time ago. I never really followed up to check exactly.
I don't know what it is.
You see, like we didn't put our diligence into do the research.
But it's questionable.
When you see it,
remove it.
When you see that, oh shit, you made me shrimp fried rice. These shrimps look like a little pro-black on the back. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, I cleaned it. Did you though? But did you? My other thing is I have a problem with if it's an ethnic establishment or ethnic restaurant and the ethnicity and stuff of set establishment isn't present.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yo, I cannot imagine. Like, I can go in. All right, play this. If I go into a Jamaican restaurant, I go into a Jamaican restaurant and stuff. Whatever. Both my parents are Jamaican.
Right.
I go into a Jamaican restaurant and I see Chinese Jamaicans,
right,
or white Jamaicans and stuff behind the counter and everything like that. Wow. And you know, they give you that attitude and shit, just like your regular black folk Jamaican and stuff and everything like that. I'm comfortable.
To eat from there.
Yeah,
because keep in mind, we're talking the ethnicity and we're not talking race.
No.
Yeah, we're talking ethnicity. Yeah.
But if I go in there, Jamaican restaurant, where it's called like hati, because you know Jamaicans like to double up on words and shit like that. Bullet, hati. Nice food or some shit like that.
Hati, greatest party.
I like that.
Yeah.
Be replacement for Randy's.
Randy's.
We own that.
Yeah, we own that.
Until they patent it first. But I go in there and be like, hi, I'm Trevor. How can I help you? And then I see somebody come out there and be like, hey, Marsha, this guy he was patty and cocoa bread. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know if I'm buying from there. I look like, I left my money in the car. Give me a minute. Skirt. And I'm gone.
If it's free, I might try. If it's free. If I gotta spend my money, because I'm
freebie, yeah. I can make an exception for a freebie.
Yeah.
PF Chang. Might be a hell of a restaurant to you guys and stuff. I went to PF Chang and stuff in Cleveland or like in Orange, Beechwood.
Yeah.
Specific. I went to the PF Chang and stuff there, and you can see the kitchen from where your table is. Only person that was Asian and stuff was the Cedars. There's black chefs. There was a lot of Caucasian chefs and everything and stuff back there. I'm like, maybe they got a grandpa, overseeing some things that I can't see.
Right.
But I'm looking at stuff, I was like, I don't know if I can call this Chinese bistro. Now you said, you okay with Michelin chefs and stuff doing this shit?
I think if it's a Michelin chef,
I'm okay with Michelin man.
Michelin.
The tire Michelin man. Not no damn Michelin chef, but everything like that.
I rock with a Michelin chef because usually they're so gung-ho about their craft that they'll immerse themselves in a culture just so they can get it authentic. So you'll have a Michelin chef, he might say, okay, you know what? I want to learn how to cook real Jamaican food. In order for me to do that, I'm going to have to now go work at like a 5-star hotel in Jamaica amongst a Jamaican chef.
No, that's a proper chef.
Yeah.
Food Network motherfuckers should be Michelin chefs if you have a Food Network show, right? I don't remember this guy's name. He's like Michael something.
Right.
Brown hair, kind of curly, wavy to his shoulders.
Yeah.
All right, folks, today we're going to make jerk chicken and rice and peas. So I'm looking at this shit. He used green peas. He's Michelin chef. You trust that?
Listen, man.
I'm listening.
Listen, man. As long as he's sticking to the authenticity, he's going down there to learn the authentic way. If he's cooking authentic, I'll rock with that. Now, if he went down there and learned and then came back up here to remix, I'm not rocking with that.
But that's still a Michelin chef.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
And I'm not fucking with you just because you're a Michelin chef. I'm not giving you that leeway and stuff for
Michelin chef, if you're authentic, I'll rock with you. I'll rock with you. Okay, let me ask you this. Would you just eat your pizza? Would you consider it Italian?
Pizza?
Yeah.
Originally, it's from it's Italy and stuff like that. But I feel like with the pizza game and stuff,
yeah,
it's
because you'll it doesn't necessarily have to be an authentic Italian restaurant for you to buy pizza.
Right, because that's what I'm saying. Like authentic Italian restaurant stuff, they sell different styles of pizza compared to like what a pizza, like another fast food chain pizza would sell, right? I'm pretty sure if you go to an Italian restaurant that they do pizza, like pizza's not their main thing, but they do pizza there. You're not gonna get a Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Nah, you're not gonna get a Philly.
And that's what I'm saying. I think certain things have kind of got like, I would say westernized.
Yeah.
To a degree, because let's say it might have been sacrilegious in the 80s to put a fried egg on a burger.
Right.
But now they're doing that.
Right.
People putting pineapples on a burger and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it came to a period of time where stuff where it's remixing and stuff. And that's cool. But I'm saying, I go to an authentic place. I'm expecting no remix.
Yeah.
And here you want to come out here and stuff and tell me your rice and peas is ready. And I'm opening up the box with a container and I seen green peas in this shit with the white rice.
Rice and green peas.
Shut your phone. Shut.
Peas and rice. It's peas and rice at that point.
That's what it was.
Peas and rice.
That's what it was. That's exactly what the hell it was.
That's what it was.
So I was like, no. All right.
Bro.
What's up?
Yo, listen, man. I was on sound one time. And I wanted, I went to this Jamaican restaurant. Right? And listen, man, don't let Marv fool you. Because sometimes you go to the restaurant and you see the right people behind there. And the food's still ain't.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I went to this West Indian restaurant, and the first person who came kind of threw me off because they didn't look West Indian. They weren't black. Not to say that you cannot cook Jamaican food. We're not saying that. Right?
I'm saying that.
He's not saying that because he's saying if you're ethnic white, you rock with it. So he's not saying that we're not with. But I'm saying the way she approached me and the way she spoke made me know that she knew nothing about Jamaican food. So I was getting ready to pull out. Mm-hmm. But before I pulled out, I didn't want to make it look any other way. So I asked, do you serve so and so? So she made a call to the back. Hey, do we have anything ready? Right? And then this Rasta came walking out from the back. Mm. So then my attitude kind of changed. Oh, Rastafarian, you might know a thing or two. So okay. I said, all right, let me get some. What do you got? He said you got some fried chicken, and he had some other chicken. I was like, the other chicken looked question mark. All right, give me the fried chicken. With rice and peas. He could have just said, "We don't have that," like a regular Jamaican person, because they didn't have it. Not because he was out, but because he did not make rice and peas. He gave me the fried chicken with seasoned rice.
Oh, remix.
So I was like, okay. I mean, I already ordered it. I already paid for it. So now I gotta eat. It's funny thing is, I brought my brother-in-law food too, because I was on my way to his spot, and I was like, I'm gonna stop and get some food. You hungry? He said, yeah, just pick me up something. So I said, I ordered 2 food. Yeah, needless to say, I haven't been back. Yeah, it's one of those things.
That's what money do. See, I don't waste my money like that. You guys are good. Salute to you guys who like to waste money.
No, I like to experiment.
Yeah.
And
I like experiment with reason. With reason.
I'll always give it a one shot. And like I said, if it's good, then you got a repeat customer. If not, then you had your shot.
All right. Next question comes from Chocolate Margarine.
Chocolate margarine? Butter was taken?
But they spell margarine like the margin line.
Ah, okay.
When the universe ends, what song will play over the credits? What do you got? I got tons of songs that are rolling around in my head now, but I'm trying to pick one though. Because I remember I seen that movie that came, was it like last Christmas or some shit like that? With that comet coming to Earth? The Netflix movie?
Yeah.
Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about like how like, okay, there's no more Earth now. What, what's popping off and everything, what song will be playing and stuff for my ending credit thing. I don't know what you got. You don't got nothing?
Nah, I got nothing.
Probably Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Ironic, because there's no more world left.
Mm.
Or it might be an asshole and stuff. Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. Because it's done. Because some of the bullshit and stuff is now done now, right?
Heal the world.
Heal what world?
Heal the world.
You can't make it a better place. There's none there. So. You can't pick one song out of all the music you know? You're a piece of shit.
Destruction songs?
Yeah, pick a destruction song then.
Self-destruction.
What? By who? I've never heard that song.
Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. You never heard that song?
No.
You've never heard self-destruction before?
Who sings it? I just said
a whole
that.
bunch of rappers. MC Light, Big Daddy Kane.
Never heard.
There's a posse cut. I'm going to play it for you after.
Last question.
Wow.
What?
Wow, they really stifled rap.
Why you say that? Because that was a positive track?
And it was, not only was a popular track.
Not popular, positive.
Not only was it a positive track, but at the time, it was a popular track at the time.
So why do you think they stifled rap?
Because you don't know about it.
Yeah, but that's coming from what year did that drop?
There's a lot of stuff from that year that you know of.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a pop track. Like I want to say a known track like that.
That would have been.
Don't pull a LeBron 89? Now. Get your years together, LeBron.
I'm thinking 89. 89, 90?
90.
Self-destruction.
90 for me was MC Hammer, Can't Touch This.
Self-destruction. No, I don't want to. Let me be correct with this.
But yeah. I don't see my thing and stuff is, again, I don't set bars, but I know for a fact that if it's not, let me say this. I'm not a pop music kind of person.
Yeah.
So much. But if the track is like heavily in rotation or spin to something like that, and I've heard it in like different locations, then I might know it. Right? Because let's say for somebody like Bazzi, I got wind of the Bazzi. I think his full name was like Andrew Bazzi, because it was one of the tracks. He's like, "Yo, Andrew, could this be real?"
89.
I couldn't tell you what tracks and stuff kind of came out from throughout the year, but I just know that if it was heavily saturated for us to kind of hear it, then I would probably hear it or know it and stuff like that. All right. Last question comes from Lisa. What minor inconvenience would you wish on your enemies?
Athlete's foot.
I said slight neck pain.
Slight neck pain.
Slight neck pain. Slight neck pain. Yeah. Just, like it's one of those slept wrong.
A little kink.
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
Nothing destructive. Nothing destructive. You'd be like, gonna fuck with me? Y'all romp with me? Bam!
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give him a slight athlete's foot. Yeah.
You see
the toes burn.
Yo, I see some people with stuff like I seen a lady go to town on her foot one day.
Yeah.
She's at work. She had her pension. Oh my gosh, my feet are itching. I'm like, you were playing, you did a triple double and stuff yesterday or something? She's like, what? She's like, what? I was like, probably have athlete's foot or some shit. I don't have no damn athlete's foot. I'm like, some of those foot things and stuff are contagious and shit too, right? So could be your people's and stuff in your house. And she looked, she's like, I'm going to kill these fucking boys. Because she has 2 sons and they're both in athletics, right? And she's like, where she kept that shoe and stuff like that, possible stuff. But she said a lot of times they'll come in and they walk barefoot. So they'll come in, take shoe and sock off and just kind of like shoe, kick off anywhere, socks, throw it anywhere. I'm like, see, if you were that other mom, or you like if you were a black mom, like the black mom I had, she's like, the fuck is this? Come pick up your dirty ass socks, organize some shit. But you just let it ride until now you at work scratching your feet with a pen. She's out here like this in her skirt, like, oh my gosh, my feet are burning.
Yo, it always kills me when I see that commercial and they show the feet and then they show like the flames coming from the toes.
Oh, yeah, the Tenactin shits. Yeah, I remember that. Those ones and stuff, whatever, used to definitely catch my attention. We are here. We are here. We are at the end. Okay, so the Soul Say the Sons that I had, but I said, let me just...
I'm going to throw this one in. Throw this one instead.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this one instead. So Soul Say the Sons this week. Are you ready? Soul Say the Sons this week says, always remember, drunk words are sober thoughts. Soul Say the Sons. Look at the date. Can't make this shit up. I didn't make this because of this shit.
Yeah.
Way of the world.
Yeah.
Way of the world. October 20th is when I had this. I do feel like, just like what this young lady experienced over last weekend, and the other one who was dishing out the words, her disclaimer stuff is like, my life is being threatened and stuff. I'm really sorry. I've lost my job and everything. They were your sober thoughts, boo. If you fix your sober thoughts and stuff, it would have been a lot different and everything like that too. And I'm a firm believer and stuff in that. That's why I'm like, when they say the liquid courage, it's kind of like you weren't brave enough to say that before.
Well, that's 6.
But now you're under the sauce. Now you're talking spicy.
Yeah.
All
your inhibitions is out the window.
Yes, sir. We are here. That is it.
We are here.
Good. Ask the Sons questions. Keep them coming. We appreciate you guys. We love the fun and all the above.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe.
All of that.
We are everywhere. Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits and drunk ass people do not. Stay classy.
Stay sober.
Stay sober.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.